Day 6, and it's the start of another beautiful day. The birds are singing, and I'm just getting ready to get packed up. So get ready with me. So first thing in the morning, gotta pack it all up into that bag there. So we'll just zip through and fast forward my whole packing journey. I'm using packing cubes. This one is for clothing. I roll all my clothing and open up the cube. It fits in perfectly. And then once I have everything in, I zip it up with the top zipper, and then the bottom zipper is what takes all the air out, not all the air, but compresses it nicely, nice and flat. This is my toiletries bag. It's got my bathing things, my soap for cleaning body and clothes, a little laundry clothesline. Can't forget the electronics, it was still plugged in. But that also goes into this bag. Anything non-clothing goes into this bag. I zip it up and then do the second zipper that compresses it nice and flat. Those are my two main bags. So let's pack up the actual backpack now. First thing that goes in, my Starbucks and my mug. That fits nicely into a corner. And then my down quilt. It compresses. It's less than a pound or so, and I can stuff that down, and on top of it goes the toiletry bag and then the clothing bag. I have room here for my travel journal that just slips in, and I'm going to put my backpack cover on top of that just to make it easy to grab if it starts raining today. In the outside pocket, I've got my rain jacket, so I'll roll that up and put it into its hood there and stuff that into the pocket. And then this is the fleece that you see me wear all the time. And roll that up and, oh, come on, Carol, do it right the first time. Roll it up and put it on top of the pocket and bungee it in. And there we go. Handkerchief for the nose, handkerchief for the hands. And then on top of that is always my long sleeve base layer. And the sun hoodie. You can't forget the sun hoodie. That is very protective. Zip that on up. Oh no, I forgot my camp shoes. They go in the very back behind the clothes. So I'll just slip those down. This is what I change into after I shower. Don't want to put the hiking shoes on again, so they don't fit in nicely with the clothing pack there, so I had to take out the clothing pack and put it back in, but no big deal. Now everything's in the bag, let's put the pack on the back. Thanks for getting ready with me, and we are off. So you may be wondering why I am having a nice leisurely morning this morning. Well, that's because the day ahead was going to be 25.9 miles with nothing in between, no way to break it into 2 days. And you know that old saying or advice that says, listen to your body. Well, my body isn't saying anything yet, but I know what it would say. And it would say, break that sucker into 2 days, or catch yourself a bus or a taxi or something. And so that's what I've done. I've cut out a section from the greenhouse to Espa, which is at the top of the largest lake in Norway. And I'll flip the camera around and you can see it. And I have gotten myself to a Shell station that is the most famous Shell station in it, even though it doesn't say Shell, I guess it's that brand. It's Boleland, and they make these delicious rolls. And you should see inside, it's all rolls. And so I got 2 and a coffee, and the rest of my day is only 5 miles. And it is 9:30. So that's what makes it leisurely today, and I'm looking forward to it. Now my biggest challenge is I'm by the freeway because I did take a taxi here. And so I'm by the freeway. I have no idea how to get onto the Pilgrim path. So, but I understand that it's fairly close. So I'm trusting in my navigation to get me there. I'm impressed with my hiking shoes. Remember how soaking wet they were yesterday walking through all that wet grass? But it was so windy last night, I put them outside and they dried completely. They're oboes and I'm very happy with them. Up some steep climb, and what's to greet me at the top? A way marker! I'm back on the right track. Yay! I just think this is funny. My navigation app pronounces this Nilesbervegen. I'm sure that's not the way it's pronounced. Don't know how it is pronounced, but I'm sure that's not it. Another benefit of solo travel, you see how windy it is out there on the lake. I get to wear my very dorky hat chin strap, but as soon as I get to meet other people, it will come off. It's nice and easy to put on, and I've almost lost my hat twice, so I'd rather be safe than sorry. Every now and then you come to a fork in the road, you don't see a way marker, but you do see a Camino arrow, which is just as good. So I love to see those Camino arrows. We all know that's pointing us in the right direction. It's time for a coffee break, minus the coffee. I don't have any more coffee, but I do have a second bun. Doesn't that look great? These are the freshest things I've tasted in a long time. And I'm right beside the lake and wanted to show you two things. And to say thank you to Kitty. This is Coffee with Kitty. She is giving me my encouragement for the day to keep my head up and my eyes open and my heart open and all of that. And because it is a relaxing day, I feel like I'm able to do that a little more than usual. So you might be saying, Carol, how can you take a picture and use both your hands when you don't have a tripod and you can be far away? Well, this is going to be shaky now because I'll pick this up and show you. I have this little gear, it's a gear tie is what it's called, and it bends into any old shape. I'll put a couple pictures of how I'm using it. I made a little tripod out of it, a phone stand. That's how I did my video this morning, the Get Ready With Me. I put it up on the top of the greenhouse in one of the slots up there and just hovered my phone in that. So that's pretty cool. So that's one piece of gear that I think is valuable. The other thing, it's not really gear, but just to show you back on the packing front, there is a method to how I packed my packing cubes. And that is, if I ran into so much rain like yesterday where my shoes were soaked. So here's my rationale on how I pack my clothing cube. I'll show you here. You saw earlier that it was right at the top of my bag. And if for some reason at lunchtime I have to change my socks, no, I can't do this with one hand. I just open it up here and the new socks are right there. Okay, so I don't have to unpack everything just to get a pair of socks. They're right there. So that's my rationale for that. That's a serious backpacker tip. Monday must be lawn mowing day. This is an octagonal church, and it's from the mid 1800s. I'm hoping that perhaps I can get a stamp inside if it's open. The keys are in the door, and the lawn guy said just go in. What a beautiful church. "450 seats," the sign outside said. I'll see if I can find myself a stamp. Well, no luck on the stamp, but my Pilgrim passport is filling up rather nicely, and I'm sure I'll get a stamp at my accommodation tonight, which is a cultural center of sorts. I haven't really read up about it, but I'm very close now, within 15 minutes or so. I think this is my destination right here. Pretty excited. Well, another good day comes to a close. I got in at 1 o'clock, nice and early. My room is not cleaned yet, so I took that opportunity to go back to the grocery store that I had passed on the way and got myself some lunch and dinner and breakfast for tomorrow. And this is my view as I'm looking out over the lake, and it's way out there, but that is the lake, the largest lake in Norway. I would call it by name, but I don't know how to pronounce it. So thank you once again for following along. I will look forward to talking with you again tomorrow. I'll put a little picture of my room at the very end.